Hey guys, welcome back. So we're gonna do another declutter. It is super late at night right now. I think it's like 11 o'clock. I'm actually uploading a video, and while I was waiting for it to upload, I figured I'd just sit down and do another declutter because I've been feeling very overwhelmed with all of this, and it's kind of driving me crazy. So I want to purge a little bit. So I'm going to start with the palette that kind of like spurred this idea, and that is this bad boy. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Now, if you're not familiar, this week there's been quite a lot of controversy around Kat Von D. She has made some statements that I don't really want to talk about. I don't really want to get into, just because I don't want my channel to be like a source of drama or anything like that. But I just don't really want to support her anymore with the views that she's having right now. It's just, they're very problematic. So I'm going to get rid of this because I don't want to promote her on my channel, and I don't really want to use it even in my day-to-day life. So this is going to find its way to a better home. So from there, I'm going to also get rid of the Tarte Clay Play palette. I had said in my last declutter that I was going to use it and make up my mind about it, and honestly, I think I've used it once since then, and I immediately took the look off because I just hated it. So these shadows just do not work for me. They're not my cup of tea, and I just cannot make a look that I enjoy out of them. So this is just gonna go. I'm just sick of seeing it because I just feel guilty every time I see it. As well as the Anastasia Prism palette. Again, I just feel guilty because I keep saying that I'm going to use it, and I really like the colors and all that, but I never do. I never reach for it, and there's no need for me to keep it. It's getting ridiculous. So this is going on to another home. And actually, before I filmed this, before I managed to film it, I've already decluttered the Subculture palette. So that is already gone, but this is right behind it. So let's see, this palette, the Blink BoxyCharm Electric Eyes palette. Again, another palette that I keep saying that I really enjoy and I really think it's beautiful, but I never reach for it and I need to try it out, and I never do. So it's going. These shadows really are intensely beautiful and metallic, but I never reach for it. So there's no point in keeping it and letting shit go bad in my collection. It's ridiculous. On that same theme, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Y'all know this is one of my favorite palettes ever created. Like, this is gorgeous. This is me and a palette. However, I'm pretty sure it's gone bad. It doesn't necessarily smell weird, but the shadows just perform weirdly now, and this shade, I don't remember it being quite so yellow. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I haven't used it in, you know, a really long time, but I just really don't remember it being so yellow, and I don't know, I just feel like even right now, it's like blending out really weirdly on my fingers. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this. I just cannot, I'm not even reaching for it just because that like mild idea of the possibility of it being bad has like nagging, it has been like nagging in the back of my brain, and every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I really want to use it, but what if it's bad? What if I get an eye infection? So I just never do. So I'm just going to toss this. It pains me so much because there's like barely any dents in these freaking shades, but I don't want to use it because I'm afraid it is bad. Even if it's not, I can't. So I'm going to pull out some things that I know for a fact I'm not getting rid of. That would be this palette. This is the Violet Voss Pro Eyeshadow Palette in Matte About You. This is still fairly new to me, but I also really enjoy it, and I am reaching for it on a fairly regular basis, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm also going to keep these Milani palettes because y'all know I have an obsession with them, and I love being able to reference them in like drugstore videos because they're perfect for that. So I'm definitely going to keep, I do reach for them. I'm not saying like I'm only keeping them for referencing, but I do keep them partially for that reason, if that makes sense. this, another palette that I keep saying I want to reach for, I want to try out, because I've never tried these formulas, but I don't reach for them. I don't pick this up. I'm not drawn to it in any way, shape, or form. So it's just, it's gotta go. I'm done with it. I kept these last time because I really like them, but I'm not reaching for them. You know what? No. I have drugstore palettes that I enjoy. I don't need to keep these. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking or whining. He's freaking out because he saw cats in the road, and now he just wants to, like, jump through the window, so he's, like, begging to be let back in here. I'm just going to get rid of these. I haven't been reaching for them since that last declutter, and I have drugstore palettes that I love so much now that there's just no need to keep these around, you know? So, next one, this is the Morphe Kathleen Lights palette. I really don't reach for this, but honestly, I don't think I can let it go just because I love Kathleen so much. She's one of my all-time favorite YouTubers, and I want to keep this palette in my collection just for that fact, which sounds kind of crazy, but that's just how it's going to be. So, I'm definitely going to keep this one. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. Same with the Jaclyn Hill palette. I really don't reach for this quite as much as I would like to, but I'm still not going to get rid of it. So, there's that. So, these 3 drugstore palettes you guys have seen in some videos recently. You know how much I love them. We have the Rimmel Magnifies Spice Edition, which is an exact dupe of the Urban Decay Naked Heat, which I have right here. I'm honestly going to keep both of these. I know that sounds kind of crazy because they are the exact same palette, but I don't think I'm done with the dupe factor of these. Maybe once I've done enough comparison videos, if that makes sense, or just using them in general for the dupe factor, I will probably pass this one on, but I think I still want to do at least one video where I like do a side-by-side. Let me know if you guys would be interested in like side-by-side eye look for these, or if you just really don't care and you're done hearing me talk about this one, because I would totally understand that. But let me know down below if you'd be interested. If you're not, then, you know, I'll probably just go ahead and pass this on just because I really don't need both, and I feel like I'm naturally gonna want to get more use out of the one that I spent the most money on, but we'll see. And then we also have the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted and the Maybelline Lemonade Craze. Again, I love these palettes. They're amazing, and I just feel like I'm not done with them yet, so I'm definitely going to keep those in my collection. I'm going to keep the Persona palette. If I had spent full price on this, I don't think I would still have it. But because I got it for half off, I'm going to keep it. I really like these shades. I'm still playing around with some new eyeshadow primers, so once I find one that I think will do well with this, I hope to get more use out of it, if that makes any sense at all. It might just be crazy, but maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe that's just how life is. So I'm going to get rid of this palette. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Palette. I really love this palette. I love this formula. And I was keeping it around mostly for the fact that it's a drugstore palette that I love. But I have others, like I've said, I have others that I love so much more. I do really like this palette, and I will highly recommend it to anybody that is looking for a good drugstore cool tone eyeshadow palette. But I'm not reaching for it, and I feel like I don't need to keep it in my collection just for the fact that it's a drugstore palette anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on, just let someone else have their fun with it. And honestly, I'm not a cool tone person, so I really don't get that much use out of the majority of the shades. So these two will literally never leave my collection, honestly. It's the Anastasia Modern Renaissance and the NATASHA DENONA Sunset palette. They're amazing palettes, and I will literally never part with them. So these 3 palettes are actually very new to me. We have the Alamar, I can't say this friggin' name. I feel so bad and like cringy every time I try. This is the palette that was created by Gabby. She works for BoxyCharm. She is a makeup artist that is super talented. She does all of Kathleen Light's looks for her KL Polish shoots. She's amazing, and she created this palette to celebrate her Cuban heritage, which I just think is awesome. So I just got this in my BoxyCharm, which y'all I think will have already seen, maybe, or it's coming. Who knows anymore? I pre-record so much crap. But I really want to give this a good shot because it's so beautiful, and I'm so excited to promote a woman-owned brand. And actually, I was thinking the other day about doing like a full face of women-owned brands. Would that be something y'all would want to see? Maybe? Let me know. I thought it sounded kind of interesting. As well as these two BH Cosmetics palettes. So we have their new... These packaging are so hard to open. So we have their new Neutrals palette, which is like all warm tones and peachy and beautiful. And then we have the blushed neutrals. It's so hard to open. Which is a little like deeper and darker, has a few more cool tones in there, but still equally as beautiful. And I haven't gotten to play with any of these yet. So that will definitely be coming soon, but they're definitely gonna have to stay while I figure out my thoughts on those because I did spend money on them. Okay, last two palettes. Okay, I pulled the Too Faced one out. If you're not aware, this is the Too Faced Natural Love palette. I pulled this out a few weeks ago and I was playing with it, and it really reminded me how much I love it, but also how constricting the palette is, because yeah, there's a bunch of shades, there's a lot of shade range to it, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes in the entire palette, which they're not versatile enough. I mean, that's 3 skin tone shades for me, 2 crease colors, and 2 dark shades. I can get like 2 looks out of that, you know? So I think I'm gonna get rid of it. And honestly, I think I'm gonna replace it with the ANASTASIA Soft Glam palette, because my main reasoning for not getting the Soft Glam palette was the fact that it looks very, very similar to like a toned down version of this palette, or pared down version, not toned down, because it's the same shades, but it's just like less shade amount. You know what I'm trying to say. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one and replace it with that one, because I feel like I'll get more use out of that one. One, there's just more shades that I can kind of work with, but also there's just not so many that I feel like I'm just not touching half of this palette when I use it, you know? So I'm going to pass this one on to a nice loving home, even though it pains me because I love this palette. It's beautiful, and me getting rid of it, I want y'all to understand, me getting rid of most of these palettes is not coming from a I've changed my mind about them kind of place. It's just, even if I loved a palette and I raved about a palette for months, if I'm not getting the use out of it because I've moved on to other things, that's just how it works. Because I do have this channel that I'm reviewing a lot of makeup on, that I'm constantly buying makeup for, and I can't keep everything, even if I loved it. So I'm gonna pass this on. God, it pains me, but that's okay. I really, really like this Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. And it's the only, oh no, it's not the only Urban Decay palette I have. I don't know what I'm smoking. No, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm done. I haven't touched it. You can't even look at it and see that I've used it. I'm done. This is going to go to another home as well. Okay, so I got rid of almost half of my collection. I'm keeping 15, and I'm getting rid of 11, which I think is pretty good considering these two, I have no idea if I like them or not. I'm still testing them, so they don't even really count. as well as this one. These, I'm only keeping both of them because I feel like I need to do at least one more video on them. So I'm basically getting rid of half of my collection, which I think is amazing, and I feel so much better already. Like, I just know I'm gonna open my drawers and just be happy with my collection, which is amazing. I'm just so sick of feeling constricted and guilty about opening my drawers and seeing crap that I don't use, that I just keep keeping for the fact that I just keep keeping just to keep it, you know? And that makes no sense. Makeup does go bad. Even eyeshadows go bad. Case in point, Too Faced. And I can't let all of this go bad knowing that I'm not using it. It makes no sense. Okay, so I hope you guys liked today's declutter. It was a little more savage than I usually am, but I was just kind of in that mood. So please subscribe if you haven't already. I will list in the description box some of my other declutter videos in case you're interested. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!